Hi, today I'll be showing you how to replace an iPhone battery. My name is Demoss. Some reasons you might want to replace your iPhone battery is it could be dying fast, it could be not turning on at all, it could be a bunch of different reasons you might want to change it. I'll show you how. So the tools you're going to need, you're going to need a suction cup, a pin lobe screwdriver, a Phillips head screwdriver, a connector dislodger, and a pair of needle nose tweezers. You're going to need all 5 of these tools at least to complete this install. First, you're going to start off by taking your penelope screwdriver and unscrewing these 2 screws found at the bottom of the iPhone. You want to press hard enough on these screws to where they come out without stripping them. If you strip them, you're going to be in deep trouble. Next, you're going to want to put your suction cup on top of the screen and pull up on the suction cup while sticking your fingernail or some sharp object under the screen to pry up. Some of the newer phones might have a silicone, so it might be kind of hard. So just kind of pry really hard on it. Next, you're going to pop open the screen. You're going to slide it out on the bottom. It will slide over to the right or to the top, depending on where your cables are, depending on the model of the iPhone. And then you're going to unpry it from the top of the iPhone. There's going to be either silicone or a Next, you're going to want to take off this plate in the middle of the screen. It's got 4 screws. You're going to use your Phillips head screwdriver, the small one, and you're going to take off that plate for the screen connectors. Next, you're going to want to take off this top plate. It has 2 screws. Be very careful not to stretch this. This is going to be your front facing camera, so be very careful not to poke any holes or just take them off very slowly without stripping them, but be very firm. Now that you've got these screen off completely, these 2 plates, you should be able to take your disconnector tool and disconnect these ribbon cables from. You're going to disconnect 3 of them, 2 at the bottom and 1 at the top for your front facing camera. Next, you're going to want to just take off the battery cable from the port. It is also a ribbon cable. You're going to use that same tool that you used in the last part. Next, you're going to want to take off this is your vibrator, your haptic engine. You're going to take off these 4 screws shown on the screen, which this is a very important part of your phone if you like it to vibrate and you don't want it just to ring all the time. After you remove those 4 screws, there will be 1 more ribbon cable at the bottom. You're going to take your connector or your pair of tweezers, whichever one you prefer, and take off those. Take off this 1 connector. And then you should be able to remove the haptic engine. Next, you're going to want to, there's 3 tabs at the bottom of the battery. You're going to want to take off, you're going to want to peel back each one of these tabs and maybe get some heat from a hairdryer or so and pull out on these tabs at which it's adhesive. Next, you want to take out your battery and slide in the new one. This part is kind of self-explanatory. It's just the initial swap. Here is adhesive, so before you put that battery in, you're gonna take off this adhesive and make sure you got it on the right side. It's the same adhesive you just removed, but you're gonna put it on the new side of the battery. Should have came with the battery you bought. You're gonna lay it down in the iPhone with the adhesive strips sticking out. Next, you're gonna want to put back your haptic engine in. Make sure you put that ribbon cable back down and press it in firmly. It's just like popping in a Lego. And you're going to want to put those 4 screws back in the same holes that they came out of. Next, you're going to want to put your screen ribbon cables back in. So the two at the bottom that are shown right here in the middle of the screen, and then that one at the top for your front-facing camera. And they also just pop in like Legos, so they should be pretty simple. Do not try to force them, or you will break the pins in them. Next, you're going to want to put your battery cable. Your battery cable. So this should be your phone should be up and running. Do not turn it on yet, because you might short out the circuits. Next, you're going to want to put that same plate you took off in the very beginning. This is a 4 screw with a Phillips screwdriver. So remember where you put those screws, because each one of them is a different length. And here's your screen. When placing it back on, you're going to want to slide the top in. Depending on your model, you want to slide the top in and then lay down flat and press slowly and make it all the way around. Now you're going to want to put those pentalobe screws back in the bottom of the iPhone. And that should be it. Your iPhone, you should be able to turn it on now, and you should have 100% battery life. Or depending on charging how much the battery was charged. So, have a good day.